The following is a presentation of TFNN. Now, TFNN opens the door to the future. Larry Pesavento, systems analyst, is your tour guide into the market futures. Want to see into the future? Well, climb aboard Larry's time machine and come with us. Larry takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. This is the Futures Hour. Here's your host, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Futures Hour for TFNN. If you have any questions, you can call in at 877-927-6648. And some of the subject matter we're going to be covering today is, first of all, I was talking about this yesterday, is that there's a potential, major trade coming up here. We're going to talk about that. That happens to be in live cattle. And those of you that are in the den or in Tiger TV, I'm going to post some charts and show you what the entry is that we're looking at. The second thing we're going to cover today is the importance of the London Open when you're trading Forex. And it also can be important in the middle of the night, when you have these announcements that come out. The third thing we're going to talk about today is the value and reliability of pattern recognition and, why it's important to keep an eye on it. And the fourth thing that we're going to talk about, and I think is incredibly important, is the volatility that we're having today. The euro has moved 450 points so far today since the middle of the night. 150 up, 150 down, 100 back. It's just been incredible, the volatility that we've had. And also on the MF Global front, we mentioned that you're going to start hearing things coming in about, where the money is and, all this stuff. And remember, until you get, a bona fide statement from the CFTC, you're probably not going to know anything that's going to happen. I would not believe anything that comes out of the company. You have to wait until the people that are in charge of this, which in this case will be the SEC, well, more the CFTC and SEC will be the ones that tell this. But frankly, it will probably be years before, the money will be given back if it's anything like Stotler was back in the 80s. But, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, to getting on to live cattle, what I have done is I've looked at the long-term weeklies in this, and we're having 1.618 expansions on the weekly chart. Also on the daily chart, we're having a 1.618 expansion. We've been up here before in this 120, 250 to 123 per pound level in cattle, and this should offer some resistance. There's also a possibility this could be a breakout. The entry point for this particular trade was you would want cattle to go below the 122 level, and currently we're at 123.85, so that's about $700 away from you want to enter. You want to enter as the market is coming down to have a valid point, that's just so that you can place your stop. In fact, that's what you're looking for, because you want it to get back below the 1.618 again, which is also that double top level, and then you would have a place to enter. If we've looked at so many of these double tops, through the years and stuff, that it's just been, you just have to pay attention to them. They're very powerful patterns, and these are one of the patterns that Andrew Liu covered in his book, The Non-Random Walk Down Wall Street. It was one of the main patterns that he looked at, and it does have a great deal, of significance, when you're looking at this. So keep an eye on this. We're going to be watching it closely. I know many of you folks don't trade cattle, but there's some ETFs out there that might look good later on. But it's something to keep an eye on and learn from it. That's the main thing that I think is important. Now, going on to the London market, it is really amazing what happened last night, folks. I'm going to put some charts up into the into Tiger country, and you'll be able to see how some of this stuff worked. But the euro, in fact, last night, right about it was 4 in the morning New York time, which is when London is finishing its opening, and the euro was coming right off of its 786 retracement. It hit it at the exact price and stayed there for 15 minutes at the 136.55 area, and then had a tremendous move. And as a matter of fact, we went all the way up to touch those highs up again at 138.30, and then back down again to the 618. So these numbers are just really absolutely amazing how they work, and the fact that the London market is very important because this is where Forex really starts. Now, it's not just Forex. Many times you're going to get things that are going to be moving around that are also making pattern completions nearly at the same time. And all it's telling you is that there's probably money moving that we don't know about yet. Now, I've also put in the chat room that for the Tiger Den is the S&P chart that at the same time was making a 786 retracement in Gartley fashion down at the 1215 level. And the market started up, and it just exploded out of that level. And, of course, we went all the way up to the 1251 level, which completed that very large AB equals CD level that it made during the right before the opening session. It made that 1253, I believe, is the actual number. The high was 1254. So this is how some of these things occur. But the London opening is very important because it's where the Forex players come in and make their bets to begin with. I remember when I was in London a week or so ago, I was telling you about meeting Tom Pelk, the fellow who wrote the Royal Bank of Scotland article on the lunar cycles. And he said that everyone there gets in around 7:30 in the morning, at that time, which is, quite early. And that's 2:30 in the morning in New York. And so it really, that's really when it all starts to happen. So, you're not supposed to stay up. The only reason I'm bringing this up is that last night at 1 o'clock, every beeper on my computer, started beeping. I mean, it was beeping on the S&P. It was beeping on the euro, and another example of using the same thing at the exact same time was the crude oil market, and all three of those were perfect Gartley patterns, exactly at either the 618 or the 786, and they exploded out of there all at the same time. And so it's just one of those things that being in the markets as long as I have and following them 24 hours a day, I don't stay up all night. I know some of you think that I do. But what I do is I put my beeper in, and then I leave the alarm on so that it'll beep me and let me know that prices are being hit. And when the beeper starts going off like a piano chords going on, I know that something big is happening. And what's really happening today in the Forex markets is very important because of the volatility that we're having. It's just really quite amazing. The swings that we're having. And, where it closes today, I don't know if it means a whole lot or not. As far as if it closes up like over 300 in the Dow or something like that, that's certainly going to mean a whole lot. But other than that, I don't think the close today will be any more important than if it closed down 200 points. So, it's just going to be a pretty wild day, and we'll have to, just wait and see if, in fact, we can, do this today or tomorrow. I think we're still going to be starting down, but if hold on, I just dropped my mic. If we could just keep an eye on those key levels that we made on last Tuesday, that's what you want to really keep in mind. You really want to be able to watch those levels, because if we get above that level that was made, and I didn't mean Tuesday, I meant on the 27th of October. That was the day that we made those big highs. And if we get that, then I know that we'll probably be going higher. But until that happens, the market, to me, has a downward bias, and we'll just have to wait and see if, in fact, we're going to, reach that level. Now, we are also we're approaching something very, very, very close today in one of our favorite markets, and that is the gold market. We are within about $7 or $8, well, actually about $10 of the actual long-term 618 retracement. This is a perfect Gartley, folks. This is what the book was written about. This is AB equals CD in price and time, and that's what this is what you're to be looking for. So watch this thing. If we get up into that 1770 area, that would be something to really. We're very close. So it's interesting that here we are coming in, and all these things are coming together at the same time. So we must keep a close eye on the gold market at this time. And if you looked at the XAU, we're also doing the same type of move in the XAU. Now, another market that I know everyone usually has a lot of questions about, and again, it is doing the same thing that it's been doing all along, and that is it's been lagging badly, and that is, the Lone Ranger's favorite thing, silver. And I'll tell you that this thing is beginning to look worse and worse, all the time. And the reason for that is it just will not, get up to be moving a little bit higher. It was, it should be, taking out last week's highs with ease, and the best it can do is make a 786 retracement. And this is on the daily charts. And so this is not a good sign, if you're long silver. It should be really exploding to the upside. Now maybe later on today it will explode to the upside, but we'll have to wait and see if it's going to, be a breakout move from here or not. But I don't believe so. I believe we're making lower highs, lower lows in the silver market, and this is going back since last May. This is the second Gartley pattern that we had on the 27th of October. We finished at the 50% level, and so there's got lower highs, lower bottoms, and that's what we're really looking at as far as silver. It's in a downtrend. It's going to have to at least get above 39 in order to make the uptrend go. And if that would happen, I would think gold would be breaking out to the upside in really bullish fashion, and would make it go a lot farther than I think it's going to go, because right now it's acting incredibly bearish. That's the only way you can answer the question, because it just cannot even get out of its way from where we were last week. I mean, you'd think it would be at least a lot higher than that, and it's not doing it. So if you have any questions, we're at 877-927-6648, and I'll be happy to answer any questions on any commodities or any of the things that we're talking about. I mentioned before about MF Global. You're going to be hearing all kinds of things coming out of the press, and I've been through this before with Stotler and Company, and believe me, they're not going to tell you the truth, at least coming from the company. They've already lied to you on the 24th when Corzine came out and said everything was okay. And this is nothing new. The guys at Enron were out every day when the market was, not every day, but at least once a week on CNBC when Enron stock went from 95 to 0. And even when it was $5 a share, they were telling you that everything was okay, and they were blaming the reporter, or they were blaming the state of California. And, frankly, folks, they're just not going to tell you the truth. That's the bottom part. The really bad part about this is that white-collar crime like this is not treated very, harshly by the courts. Now, they finally got the fellow from Galleon, for 10 years or whatever it was, I forget. But, considering, if a guy comes in with a gun and robs a bank, he gets 30 years to life, and they steal $1 billion, and they get 2.5 years in a minimum security prison. Anyway, if you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Direction banner on the front page of TFNN.com or call 866-476. Direction shares leverage ETFs views the benefits of exchange-traded funds with the innovation you expect from Direction, providing investors with opportunities to magnify their short-term perspective, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. Direction shares, ETFs to the power of X. To learn more about Direction shares, click on the Direction banner on the front page of TFNN.com or call 866-476-7523. There is no guarantee that the funds will achieve their objective. The ETFs are not suitable for all investors and should be utilized by Foresight Fund Services, LLC. For some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, Forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. Direction shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, we're back, folks. This is Larry Pesavento for TFNN doing the Futures Hour. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648. This segment, we're going to be talking about some of these markets and the value of pattern recognition, and one of the things that we had focused on many weeks ago was the corn market, and this is the largest crop in the United States. It is the largest grain crop in the world, and it's really amazing, the harmony and the way the numbers follow off of the A, B, C, D patterns, and that's really important because this is what we base everything on, is the geometry and harmony in the market. We're not, at least as pattern recognition, we're not listening to the news or trying to understand what the news is, trying to tell us. We're just looking at the chart patterns, because our belief is if prices are going up, there'll be more buyers, and if prices are going down, there'll be more sellers. We know that these patterns work pragmatically because we've been doing them for, almost 50 years. And then Dr. Lowe came out with his book, the Non-Random Walk Down Wall Street, and, validated it. That's a 750-page book with some of the most sophisticated, formulas you can get. And as I've said before, this is one of the reasons why we've been able to get so many charts available now since 2000, when he came out with the article at the very beginning of April of 2000. This is why we're seeing more and more charts in everything. I mean, even in as I've told you before, in Hong Kong and Singapore and China, there are charts everywhere, and even the Fibonacci numbers are, being, bantered around. But the problem is people, they don't understand Fibonacci. They think if it doesn't work every time, that it's useless. And as a matter of fact, there's nothing that works every time. And all the Fib numbers do is to try to give you an area for support and resistance and entry, which quantifies the risk, and that's the basis of what we're looking at. But getting on to the corn trade, we talked about the 75-day cycle that was here when the market topped up at that big 1.27 AB equals CD, perfect in time and price, which was way back in August. The whole world was, bullish corn. And, the market, proceeded to drop over $2 a bushel, which was $10,000 per contract. It stopped within a few cents of the exact 618 off of the November 2010 low, and has since rallied over $7,500 a contract. And as a matter of fact, we're just about at the 50% level of that whole move down. And one of the things we did is we did buy some corn calls, and if you're in those, this would be the time to start liquidating. We talked about that a few weeks ago too. That once you made that much money, and frankly, you don't make $2,000 on calls very often. So this is one of those times where you want to be at least booking some profits. That's for sure. I don't think there's any question that any smart trader. This is a business of making money. It's not a business of being right or wrong. A lot of people are wrong all the time, and nobody is right all the time. You have to keep that in mind, and remember that every day. When you trade, and that's one of the reasons why you want to try to do some type of a mantra, so that you're able to keep keep your feet firmly on the ground. Because then you'll be able to understand that you're at the point where at least you know that you don't know what you're doing. You don't need to know what you're doing in order to make money. All you have to do is to follow your program and in your belief system, and that's what you'd be able to do. Now, since this is the commodity hour, I've had a couple requests to look at a few what I call exotic markets. They're not really exotics. They're also known as softs. They're traded out of New York. We're going to take a look at cocoa, and we're going to take a look at sugar, just from a technical standpoint, to show you, that they do react technically just as well as anything else. They follow the sequence of numbers of this Fibonacci sequence that we look at all the time. And so, if you'll take time, if you get home tonight and look at some of these charts in the Tiger TV, you'll see that these numbers and patterns are just absolutely amazing at how accurate they are, and particularly in cocoa. If you went back and we're looking at a daily chart in cocoa, and if you go back 2 years, the low that we made in October was an exact 618, within just a few pennies of that low. I mean, that cannot be a random number, because you're going back to that's October 2008 to October of 2011. It's exactly 618. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, we're back, folks. And if you have any questions, 877-927-6648. And the next market we're going to take a look at is copper. Because it relates to the stock market. This is a long-term weekly chart on copper, and it shows the importance of the 786 level that comes in at $3.05 a pound that we hit on that last correction we made down in October. And then we had a very, very strong rally that equaled the rally that we had in the last 8 or 10 weeks of 2000, from May through August of 2011. We had a rally that was just about 40 cents, and we did almost the same thing to the penny on this last rally. So if copper can continue to go on, it will probably reinforce that everything's bullish in stocks and they're going to go up forever. But we'll have to wait and see if in fact we're going to do that. We don't know that. The technical part of the thing that you really need to know about copper is the fact that $3.05 per pound level is very, very important. In 2008, when the market came unglued, it broke down from that level, and once it broke, $3.15 a pound in 2008, that was it. What you have to remember when you're trading copper, and also, folks, when you're trading crude oil, is that these two particular commodities are controlled by four or five firms in the world. There's 2 of them in Singapore that basically do the bulk of the copper. There's a firm in Rotterdam that does the bulk of the crude oil trading. I'm talking about there's 5 firms. I know if you went in and searched for them on the internet, I used to know them by heart, but I don't now. But the fact that there's 2 of them in Singapore, I believe there's one in Rotterdam, there's one in London, and nothing in New York. I mean, in New York, it used to be the headquarters of this, but in fact, they really don't. They don't have the same influence with those particular commodities, which is crude oil and with the with the copper. Now, when you get into the grains, of course, Chicago is the the heartbed of all of this. So, and believe me, I hate to get off of the subject a bit, but I've talked to several of my friends from Chicago that are members of the exchange, and they're very concerned about what's going on at MF Global. Most of those folks knew there was big problems there, but of course the public isn't aware of it. And so what you need to realize is the fact that you're, at least people are trying to get the money back for these folks. You'll probably get your money back at MF Global, but, the question is how long it's going to take. Even the people at Madoff, with his thing, they'll get some of their money back too. But the problem is it'll probably be 20 or 30 cents on the dollar, and then when you figure in the legal fees, it might even be less than that. So you don't really know for sure. If that's, what's going to happen. It's just a big unknown. It's never happened before in this particular instance because Stotler was not a broker-dealer, a Fed dealer like these folks were. So it's really, a big thing. It's just like somebody robbing a bank, folks, and that's the main thing that you want to keep in mind. Now, the next market that we want to talk about that I think everybody has an interest in, and it's certainly not an exotic market, but it's the crude oil market. And we've come off of these big lows that we made, back in August on right around August the 8th, and now what we've done is we're really coming into some major resistance in this $95 a barrel level. And, we're up strong today, along with the gold and everything else, but it's also coming into this real strong resistance level at 95. If we close strongly above 95, and I'm talking, at least 96.50 a barrel, then we've got a chance for a huge breakout. So if you have any questions, you call in at 877-927-6648.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Give the gift of silver this holiday season. TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have a caller from Atlanta. Danny, are you there?
I'm here, Larry. You happy to be back home?
Always. One of my favorite things, Danny, is when you walk in to the United States and it says you're entering the United States of America. It's just, it's hard not to get goosebumps, Even after April 15th, it's still, it's still a great thing to see, when you see that sign as you come in. What can I do for you today, my friend?
I wanted to ask you, does the MF Global situation, is it analogous to Lehman Brothers? I mean, could it lead to a large liquidation type?
No, I don't. No, I don't think they're anywhere near what Lehman Brothers. See, Lehman Brothers was the major competitor to Goldman Sachs, being the largest of the investment banks, and so that's not the same thing. MF Global, they were a broker dealer, but they didn't get that until February, and I think that was a political thing. Believe it or not, some of these things are political, and they were made a broker dealer, and that put them in the order of they should not have been able to do what they did with the customer funds, but they did. And so what's happening is I talk to people in Chicago that are exchange members and stuff, and they're trying to make some type of an agreement so they don't have to wait 10 years like they did for Stotler, because they're afraid to get the stigma that Madoff had. And the Merck is really it's a really prestigious organization, and they're going to do everything they can to, make this thing go away if they can. But you don't know if the dollars are too much and push comes to shove, my friend. Money is a thing that makes it walk. So I don't know.
Did they have large positions in certain futures contracts, and what happens to those contracts if?
Well, the contracts will be honored. We've not had that happen since it was back in the early or very early 70s when Jim Simplot reneged on his potato contracts. But we haven't had any reneging on contracts. Those are solid. They're bona fide in court. They've held up against court. And remember that whenever there's a buyer, there's a seller in these markets, so there's double margin in there. So, they usually have enough money, to cover it, because there's one position's going up, the other position's going down. And so the exchange should help, being protected like that. But if a firm makes a really bad mistake and gets lopsided, and we know that they did because they were 40-1 leveraged, supposedly, in European bonds that, were about the value of toilet paper. So that's what the problem is. And we don't know. See, I've said from the very beginning, I said, don't believe any of the stuff that's coming out, because it's not probably going to be the truth. The truth will be said when the CFTC or the SEC issues something and tells you that, hey, this is it. This is where I think it's going to be, and we'll see what's happening. When they say something. But until that happens, I don't believe these little blurbs that you see on Bloomberg or CNBC or in British TV and also in the Economic Times and stuff. I don't believe any of those things, because until it's issued officially, it doesn't mean very much.
Okay. Another question about trading. When you take a position, like, for example, in gold, do you ever hold it for weeks or even longer?
Sure. Well, weeks, not so much weeks, but days. Like corn, you've been in for like 3 weeks. That worked really well from the very beginning. But when things work well, really from the beginning, those are the ones that usually give you the best, the best returns of things like Java. If you remember a few weeks ago when the transportations was topping, we were looking at shorting Ryder Systems, and that stock dropped 33% in a matter of a few weeks. And when they happen really fast, coming off of these D points, then you know that you have something going. For instance, in cattle, if we get below 122 in cattle and it should drop really quickly, that's a weekly chart, so we would want to be holding that for a long time. On the other hand, on gold, we're looking gold to hopefully make this 1775 level, and if that does the same thing, reverses in your favor, you want to hold that for a little longer.
Right. So
because one of the maybe I'm talking too much here, Danny, but one of the mistakes that some traders make is, they put on something on a 5-minute chart, and the next thing they do, they're looking at a daily, weekly, or monthly. And those are two different charts. So if you put a trade on the 5-minute, take it off on the 5-minute. If you put it on the daily, take it off on the daily. That's the best way to do it.
So like if you're looking at a 5-minute trade, how many bars would you consider the trade to be over?
It's not the bars. It's not the bars, Danny. It's the amount of movement that it's moving. That's what you're shooting for. Is you're saying how much money you're going to make. It's not the bars. It's how much money. In other words, if you're risking, let's say you're trading the euro and you're risking say 30 pips. Well, once you've made 30 pips, you're in a risk-free trade. So you would want to take part of your position off. It's not the number of bars. You could get that in 2 bars. It might take 10 bars to get it. But basically what you want to do is to, make the money. Don't worry about the bars. The bars don't count on your equity run.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm not clear, but what I'm saying is, say the pattern completes on a 5-minute chart, and it's just hanging out at the, completion point. How long would you stay in the trade? I guess, or would you just put your stop in and leave it alone until something happens?
Well, wait for something to happen. The first decision is made when you recovered what you were going to risk on the trade. That however many bars that may be. It might be 2 bars. It might be 20 bars. We don't know. After that first profit objective is made, your beeper should tell you that you've made X number of dollars, and then what you'd want to do is to look at your second profit objective, which would probably be 2 times what your risk is.
Okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in, Danny. The next chart that we wanted to cover is the Treasury bond chart, and the reason for that is that we saw the 382 coming in this past week. We had a huge rally up to the 61% retracement. We hit that again today, and we backed off. And if it's following the pattern that we're hoping, and hoping is a very bad word, we'd like to see the bonds come down no lower than around that 139 level, and would see if they can hold that level and then rally up one more time. We'd like to see one big move up to that 151 level, folks, because I think that's the real sleeper that's out there for 2012. Okay, we've got a little break to pay some bills. 877-927-6648.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's approach support our local businesses, keep money in your community, and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Now is the time for Tiger Dollars. Purchase $250 or more before November 4th and receive a 30% match. Go to the front page of TFNN.com and get your Tiger Dollars today. Now, back to the Futures Hour.
Okay, folks, we're coming in towards the end of the show here, and one of the things that I wanted to mention is this volatility that we're having is just really, it's really profound. I mean, we're having, and this is money that's moving in the Forex market. I mean, compared to stocks and bonds, really nothing is happening. The money that's moving is in the Forex markets. Those of you that don't trade Forex are probably not aware of this, but we're having, phenomenal swings today, up and down. So, money is scared, money is moving, and believe me, something big is going to happen. They'll use the Greek thing or whatever probably as an excuse if they want, but something big is happening. I don't think there's any question about this. The last charts that I wanted to put up today, and I wanted to just show the value of the pattern recognition on just about anything you wanted to trade that's actively traded, was the sugar chart, and it's one of the biggest crops of the world. And, it follows the daily charts, just really beautifully with the patterns. And if you look at the long-term weeklies going back to 1981, the high we made last year in sugar was exactly at the 786, and the year before it made a high at exactly at the 61% retracement. So, that's these numbers work really good, and I know that the folks in the den are using them more and more. But this is basically for people that are new to the Tiger Network, that come in to look at Tiger TV and watch some of these charts, because this is the real movement of how things are working. You don't have to listen to the news of whatever the Greek Prime Minister says he's in love with Berlusconi or something like that, or whatever baloney they're going to put out during the day. I guess that was a really bad analogy, but anyway, whatever they're saying, they're going to do it, to make their case. I mean, they're really not going to tell you the truth unless it's in their best benefits. I don't think there's any question that we all believe that, and so keep in mind that that's what we're looking at. The market is, stock market is, moving up a little bit. We're getting closer to that level in the crude oil that we talked about is really close to that $95 a barrel. We're taking out the highs of, late October now. And so we need to get that moving really quick, because there's really strong resistance up here at this 95.40 level in the crude oil, folks. So keep an eye on that. It's going to be really important to watch. The other one that that I've talked about several times is that gold market, and we got that number up there at 1775, and we're only $10 a day away, so we should probably get this, within the next day or so. I would think that we'd be hitting some of these, some of these numbers and they could go through them like melted butter, folks. Remember, this is not from God's to your ears. I mean, this is just me talking, and it's just my opinion, looking at the charts, and not looking at any fundamentals, but this is what we're watching. As far as the the Nasdaq, it's made those huge ABCDs. We backed off quite a bit. We're having a really good rally today, and this is just a very emotional day, folks. It's very similar to what happened on the 27th when we hit all those fib numbers. Today is having that same type of emotion, and the reason why I'm saying that is not because of the crude oil or gold or anything like that. I mean, I know they're making patterns, but it's the Forex market. The swings that we're having in Forex, there's trillions of dollars moving, and when trillions of dollars moving, somebody's making a mistake and somebody's getting it right, and we're going to know here pretty quick. And so I still think we're going to go lower in the currencies, higher in the dollar, but we could get a rally all the way up to 140 in the euro. That's just a 61% retracement. So that's it for this week, folks. And everybody, keep your head above water, use a stop, and don't make any really bad mistakes that you can't correct.